Leadership power structures that transform the space of systems intelligence. Hello, everybody, and welcome to this episode of Leadership Power Paradigms. This is Bill Thomas, your host and presenter for today's episode. And as I await the next few people here to join us today, as we always tend to do, uh, just getting a couple of little bits and pieces together here, and we're going to begin in just a quick moment in time. So let's see, I got all of that going, I got this going. Great. I think it's time to begin our presentation for today. Hello, everybody, and welcome to this episode of Leadership Power Paradigms. This is Bill Thomas, your host and presenter for today's episode. In the next 14 or so minutes, you will learn how leaders use structures and systems to influence and enhance social space with the goal of producing significantly effective outcomes. So here we go. In his first letter to the Christian believers in Corinth, the Apostle Paul provides some important insights into the Lord's process of building, enriching, and strengthening the Christian faith. Look at who and what the foundation is. Next, the architect and builder refer to core values and philosophical basis of that foundation, who is Jesus Christ, and his philosophy of love, God's grace, and salvation. Finally, the superintendent continues to build upon and edify that foundational structure using a system that was designed by God himself and which always produces the desired results. Please note that this process has produced and is still producing impressive growth for more than 2,000 years. Because of what Durkheim's axiom of social authority reflects, and as other social scientists like Greg Henriques in his Tree of Knowledge system prescribes, which is what all leaders must keep in the front of their mind, is this one very important fact. Society, for most people, is not an abstract term for a conceptual explanation to make sense of social behavior. Rather, society is almost real, a thing to be discovered, not socially constructed. For leaders, however, society must be constructed, it must be managed, and it has to be continuously developed with an eye towards improving that society by adapting it through processes of change or through shaping society's better nature and qualities. Let's agree to define social space as those areas or arenas where human beings operate in, operate through, or operate on. We can be located or locate ourselves at different points in any of those spatial features. For instance, some might say that they find themselves operating creatively or operating through their intellect or spiritual side. We could say that each of these environmental factors exert an influence or force on your physical, emotional, intellectual, social, creative, spiritual, or psychological sense of social space. Therefore, each factor creates a construct, an idea or image of your location in that part or aspect of social space. Thus, a challenge factor could inspire or suppress your creativity, putting you into a state of flow or stopping you from writing another word or suggesting another thought in that group meeting. Leaders who wish to structure and organize the social space of their organizations need to deeply appreciate and employ Buckminster Fuller's definition of a viable structural system. You would want to remember that you are dealing with a complex, highly ordered, self-organizing, not relying on external but its own intrinsic forces, adaptive, which is able to change or respond to conditions or circumstances system that is dynamic, highly interactive with, and making an impact on or affecting itself and its environments in all of its aspects. In Durkheim's axiom of social authority and Buckminster Fuller's structural system definitions, we discovered how the realities of social authority are derived through any social interactions which involve the mutually beneficial enactments of the constructs or ideas that a particular society, social act, or social system embraces, along with the externally or internally influenced actors and the moral or ethical constraints adopted by the system and those actors. So leaders can employ speech acts, use language cues, encourage interactions between various cultural or ethnic groups, promote and engage people through stretch assignments and more challenging projects, empower everyone to assume greater leadership roles in visioning, planning, managing, coordinating, or communicating tasks. As Dr. Ludovico describes it, system intelligence will be transformed only if and when an active component of the system begins to interact with other active components and the spatial elements which either surround or include a part of the system itself. In other words, when information flows during interactions between different people through any material commodity, such as a computer, classroom, web-based property or platform, a phone, an office or cafe setting, or a piece of paper, etc., those interactions will produce or change into physical motions and changes in the spatial landscape, thus making management actions efficient and transforming your leadership ability into effective actions. That is, becoming able to achieve the desired or value-added results. Successful leaders realize the value of communicating their vision, the meaning of work to customers and for employees, building trust and being trustworthy, and delegating their own power and authority to all employees. That those are the types of leadership actions which pay off and produce massively profitable transformations in the intellect and spirit of their organizational ecosystem. A salient feature of such a thought system is that all the inherent characteristics, quantity, quantities, which include parameters, constants, indicators, etc., as defined by Dr. Ludovico's theory of evolving systems, so that those parameters, constants, indicators, etc., can be expressed in function of the recognized and quantified interactions only. This means also that once the system's specific interactions are quantified by appropriate methods and instruments, all of the significant analytical conclusions are also quantified and expressed independently of any other quantity that is extraneous to the system of the interactions described and represented. Simply put, if your system of philosophical, moral, social, and structural agency positions help you build empathy for your people or stakeholders, display commitment to your ideals, insights, or individuals, impacts the meaning for your processes, policies, or products, and if your structural agency of signification inspires trust in your integrity, involvements, or intentions, your leadership power will be quantifiable and easily recognizable to everyone. If leaders wish to inspire, instruct, or inform the socially driven spatial or the physical, psychological, spiritual, creative, or social features throughout their ecosystemic entities, they must discover ways to effectively recognize and deal with the various environmental factors of challenges, conflicts, changes, conundrums, and chaos, which tend to disrupt, dissolve or destabilize the cohesive forces of an organized enterprise. Using templates can empower leaders by helping them identify and handle any problem areas through taking proven, purposeful actions. All people do act as activators in complex, self organizing, dynamically adaptive systems. However, in most of today's organizational ecosystems, leaders are the primary activators. Therefore, as Dr. Ludovico explains, the generation of intentional interactions depends on the activator's expectations associated with the effects of the actions undertaken. Interactions and evaluation of the relative effects is a process that takes time, this being more or less long according to the nature of the interactions considered. Moreover, the interaction effects are far from being all simultaneous, at variance with the detected interactions, which, as to reference to the same unit of time, the activator's evaluation of the quality of their interaction effects may either confirm or disappoint the respective expectations. In both cases, the feedback from the interaction destinations may prime either tentative or irreversible, but not necessarily immediate adjustments or major modifications to subsequent interactions. The energies of your organizational ecosystem are simply flows of information which can take the form of ideas, instructions, insights, interpretations, investigations, ideals, introspections, or more information based producing things. These information flows evolve through the intentional interactions of your ecosystem's activators, employees, stakeholder communities, and leaders. In a word, your leadership power apps are the applications of your skills, talents, abilities, strengths, and insights that you use to impact or affect the features, factors, or forces of your organization. As a leader, you are responsible for making inroads into analyzing problems and finding possibilities, producing improvements and increases, or shaping and creating new innovations. Leaders structure their own social spaces and power app systems to handle and deal with the environmental factors that affect or impact their organizations. The areas and arenas of social space include the physical, psychological, spiritual, social, emotional, and creative features of space time. In a word, every human operates in one or more of these spatial areas at any given point on the timeline. The key objective, then, of effective leadership is to help employees and all leaders use the relevant information or practical flows of information based energies they need to excel as they operate and compete in any given spatial arena. Wise leaders use space enriching templates, systematic processes, and proven structural systems to achieve their desired results. This ends today's lesson. Now, um, since I've got that there, you're looking at the catalog of materials, training, and coaching support, which are featured in my Leadership Power Paradigms Producer Tools program. You can see that this program is designed to dramatically improve your leadership performances and use your leadership strengths to comprehensively empower the achievements of your people. Right now, this program is available to you at my lowest possible price, so I urge you to visit the webpage that you see in the middle of the screen there, www.one-im.com/LPP-tools, and or you can click on the Enroll and Get Started Now button that you see on the right side of your page there. Um, And if you like what you read on that page, go ahead and get going now. Don't forget, there is my famous no questions asked, no risk to you, money back guarantee for this program and all of my programs, of course. So you really have nothing to lose by enrolling now in this awesome educational program. And one thing that you'll notice is that there's a great deal of support that with those two or more group coaching and tutoring sessions that you have every month. The private one-on-one coaching call that you have with me as well every month. So you've got that going. I'll also be sending you lessons in your email inbox every week, and those lessons will be based on what you, of course, have already already indicated in our coaching sessions or phone calls that we have had. So I know, hey, wait a second, you wanted to learn a little more about this particular area of leadership. So I'll be sending you lessons based on that. So it's sort of a custom designed program. It's custom tailored for each individual, which is cool. So um, as you're clicking on that Enroll and Get Started Now button, I'll also remind you that when you do click on that button, it will open up a new browser window, so you won't lose your place here in the webinar. And while you're doing that, I'll also be sending you, I'm sending you right now, I'm sending you the two links to our two bonus gifts that we have for you today. One of which is the Words with Wisdom paper. That's an 8-page PDF document. Download that and read it on your computers, or download it and print it out, which is always a smart idea. The Words with Wisdom paper includes strategies, tips, and various techniques and stuff that we discussed both here on this episode of Leadership Power Paradigms, as well as in previous episodes as well. So it's a great little resource for you. And the second bonus gift that we have for you is the 5 leadership uplifter tasks, which is an infographic. It's one sheet of paper, one page. It also is a PDF document, and I encourage you to download that and print that one out, because it is one sheet of paper, and then put it on your desk or put it someplace where you can refer to it every day and throughout your day. And as you go about your leadership tasks and responsibilities and duties, you can refer to that and ask yourself, hey, is that one of the 5 tasks that I should be performing? If it is, then you will find that you are far more effective as a leader. And if it is not one of those 5 tasks, then I would probably say your leadership performance will suffer because of it. So anyway, that's designed to be a nice little resource for you too. And I hope you enjoy both of these bonus gifts as well. I once again will urge you, if you are watching us live or if you're watching us on the replay recordings of this episode, all you need to do is just simply click on that Enroll and Get Started Now button. It will open up a new web browser tab for you, or a new web browser window, and then read through the page. It's got quite a bit there, and then I would encourage you to enroll in the program, and that way you will see your leadership performances improve really significantly. Because as you read through it, you'll see some of my other clients who have used my services and gone through programs like this, and you'll say, "Hey, wait a second! Look at some of these achievements that these people are saying that they've had, and some of their experiences working with that Bill Thomas." So, anyway. Also, if you are on the webinar replay recording, you can use the question box, which you also will see on the right-hand side of the screen. and and you can type in your question or comment, and when you click the email us, it will automatically send an email with your question, and it will also include your name and your email address that you used, of course, to register for this episode or for the recording. So that's automatically sent. So you don't have to send me any of that stuff. I know who you are, and I'll know how to get back in touch with you. All you need to do is just type in the question that you want to ask me or the comment that you want to make, and you will find that I will respond back to you. And I might even suggest that we have a little phone call or Skype call or something along those lines, and we can further discuss your question or comment that way too. And of course, all of that's for free for you. So, anyway, I encourage you all to use that mechanism to that part of my system. We're talking about systems intelligence. Hey, why not? Anyway, so I don't see any questions from the live audience, but I look forward to receiving your question or comment when you are attending or looking at the webinar replay recording, and take it from there. Okay. All I can say to you, and all I will say to you, is I hope you enjoyed this episode of Leadership Power Paradigms. This is Bill Thomas, your host and presenter for today's episode. And God bless each and every one of you. Godspeed to you all. And I wish you all the very best of success in all of your leadership endeavors. This is Bill Thomas saying take care.